Congressman, let me bring up this issue. You have a close vantage point to this upcoming Supreme Court nomination fight, both as a member of the House Judiciary and number 4 in the Congressional Black Caucus leadership. Now, President Biden's selection is expected to come as early as this week. Some black lawmakers having their opinions about who the first black woman justice should be. Congressman Jim Clyburn has been heavily promoting U.S. District Judge Michelle Childs, another South Carolinian, though he says that it isn't an ultimatum. But I've read where some women members of the CBC have cautioned against turning this into a contest that ultimately pits black women against each other because of Democratic infighting, which makes sense considering the scrutiny both the president and the presumptive candidates have already endured from Senate Republicans. And we can expect that it will intensify once the pick is made and the confirmation battle begins in this election year. Can you tell us what the internal conversation sounds like right now between the CBC and the president? And can you count on your members to circle around the nominee once she's named?
Yeah, without a doubt, that's what's going to happen, Reverend Al. We've got 3, at least 4, well, actually 6 black females' names have been mentioned as candidates. And at least 3 of them are in the top 3, which have been announced. And those top 3, or even among the 6 who've been mentioned, we could not go wrong. And so any of those women who the president decides to select and nominate for this very important position on the nation's highest court will make us all proud. Yeah. All of them are experienced and qualified and capable, and we just can't go wrong. We've got the assurance of President Biden that he will select a black woman, and among the choices,
all of them are qualified. But let me go here. Speaking of the court, this week's decision in which a federal judge in Arkansas dismissed a challenge by civil rights groups to its Republican-drawn state House maps, ruling that only the Justice Department has the power to enforce challenges to legislative maps under Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act. The ruling is cast by some as having wider implications if it should make it through an appeals and then end up in the Supreme Court that will maintain its conservative majority moving forward. And that, of course, is just one decision. In the midst of this voting rights assault, how is the CBC preparing for that fight? We've got affirmative action getting ready to come in front of this court. What is CBC preparing to do while members run for re-election in the middle of this when we see such important cases headed to the Supreme Court that has direct implications on your CBC constituents?
Well, Reverend, the courts have already been stacked, particularly the United States Supreme Court with right-wing ideologues, and they are poised to turn back the clock on voting rights. And then we have the lower court judges. And fortunately, we've had great success, the Biden administration, in getting its judicial nominees confirmed in the Senate. And so we are leveling that playing field. Trump appointed about 239 judges. These judges, like the one in Arkansas, some of them are renegade judges without any qualification or experience, just basically unqualified for the bench. But they are making these decisions that will ultimately go to the United States Supreme Court. Whether or not they will be affirmed or not remains to be seen. But voting rights is under attack on both the district court and the Supreme Court levels. And so what we have to do as CBC members is to make sure that the people understand that who we elect to the Senate is very important. The Senate gets to confirm the justices and the judges in the federal courts. Those are very important positions. And we have to let the people know that these appointments are important to our future.
Which is why
so
protecting the vote. Yeah, protecting the vote is so important, and turnout is so important. And the legislative branch is going to have to do a lot of work coming with new legislation, and we're going to be certainly on top of that. I'm out of time. Thank you so much, Representative Hank Johnson.